Hello crypto friends, tuning back in, looking at mostly altcoins today because Bitcoin is still in this insanely tight range. We're on day number 10 of the 2% range. At this point, I do have a stop buy order for a partial small position. If we do get the bull break, I want a piece of that. Again, just because we have been so tight for so long, it's worthwhile enough for me that the risk to reward of being triggered into a bullish position on a break of this range is a risk I'm willing to take. Of course, I'm not going to be too far away from the computer, so I'll get on if the break does occur, put a stop loss in fairly quickly, and that will be that. But until that breaks, again, I'm going to continue taking my time making videos because nothing is changing as far as Bitcoin is concerned. That being said, there are altcoins that are providing opportunity for traders that are trading altcoins. I'm personally not trading altcoins. Again, I've got all that I need to trade right now in stock market volatility, Canadian MJ, ETFs. So I'm good to go. But if you're trading altcoins, there's opportunity. So Bitcoin, extremely tight. We're waiting again for the range of 63.45, and resistance is up at 6,500. We can call it if we round a little bit. And it looks like I'm not on Coinbase right now, but everything's pretty much close to that range. And we're waiting for the break. Right now, the bears have a slight favor just because we're closer to a bear break than we are to a bull break. But again, we could easily see the bulls recover and stay in this channel for quite some more time. And again, it is very unusual what's going on right now with this price. To stay in this tight of a range after the volatility that we've seen, it does not seem natural to me in any way, shape, or form. And that could be wrong. It absolutely could be natural in terms of just healthy price action, but something's up in terms of what's going on for me and the range that we are currently in. There's enough volume. You know, if you showed me 10% of the volume that we saw in the past couple months, I'd say, all right, that makes sense. There's no volume, no one's trading, we're in a tight range. But there's enough volume to be moving the price here, and it's just not. So Ripple, BTC here on Binance. The daily chart is trading sideways as well, but we did have a break a few days ago that gave us a bit more volatility, and that was due to Coinbase putting something out, and Ripple was listed there, so people interpreted that as Coinbase being set to add Ripple. But we've seen this before, and we've seen hype with Coinbase and Ripple before that hasn't panned out. I wouldn't be surprised if it eventually gets added, but not at this point in time. 7012 is support. 7217 is resistance. Multiple 4-hour inside bars here. And again, there's that bull reaction, and now we are consolidating. We consolidated and set our low after that bull reaction, and the bulls tried to see some continuation, and now we're just trading straight up sideways. So if you looked at it on the hourly time frame, it would be a very tight equilibrium, patiently waiting for a break. And we're not likely going to get any kind of significant follow through without Bitcoin following along. I'm not even going to look at ETH because it's trading sideways as well. The major names are more correlated with Bitcoin. The altcoins that take a smaller amount of dollar volume to move the price are being moved as groups of traders are moving around. And there are some fundamental reasons that these coins are moving, but it takes a lot less dollar volume is the bottom line. So these are some coins that people have voted on, members have voted on: XLM, RVN, SALT, and ZRX. So XLM BTC saw a bull break on the daily time frame, breaking the lower high pattern of consolidation, and now we're looking for a higher low to be set. This is healthy consolidation after the breakout because it's taken 5 days and we haven't given back too much of this pullback, and it's very low volume on this consolidation. So those are all good signs, and the first signal that the daily consolidation is going to be done is a trend change on the hourly. And this is actually the best attempt that the bulls have had of this hourly trend change. You can see since we started consolidating, rejections from exponential resistance, clear lower highs and lower lows. This is a solid bull move. Now we're trying for the higher low, and we need a break of 3678 to change the hourly trend, and for us to say, all right, our daily higher low has been established, and we're heading back up towards 3922. So if I'm looking at the daily chart, I can say we're anticipating a higher low is going to form because there's no red flags and it's healthy consolidation after a break of the downtrend. And so for me to say, all right, what's the first indication that our daily higher low is going to form? It's a trend change on the hourly. So we need that break of 3678 for that to follow through. RVN BTC, daily time frame here. Not a whole lot of price history. We did see consolidation, inside bar, inside bar. So things are getting very tight here, and we can see it on the 4-hour. So high of the bounce, which broke the lows, ended consolidation at that point. High, low, lower high, higher low. So the range right now is support of 787, and then we've got resistance of 875, and we're waiting for a break of that range to indicate whether we are going to get continuation of this follow through back up to the recent high, or whether the daily chart is going to continue tighten and we're going to head back down towards support of 665. So when I see a range like this, we have levels very clear, and after the equilibrium ranges break, if it's a bear break of 787, we're looking down at 756 and 665, and if it's a bull break of 875, it's 905 and 1045 as the next two levels. So a couple clear resistances, a couple clear supports, and we're just waiting for a tight range to break, very much like Bitcoin, but obviously have not been in this range anywhere near as long as Bitcoin has. SALT BTC daily time frame, again, declining volume on consolidation, a little bit more than the bulls would like to have seen, but we bounced right off exponential support, and it is very low volume. So for the bulls to give us the indication that the daily higher low has been established, we need to see the hourly trend change. So the hourly chart did set a little double bottom and started this shift, but I would say actually right about here is when we did start to shift this momentum with a little higher low and then a bull break and some solid bull volume behind it. 11.59 and 11.65 is a little bit of a double top of resistance to watch, and it is a bit of a red flag with the amount of pullback that we've seen at this point. You can see the 4-hour time frame, and I just zoomed to the 4-hour. The hourly time frame is not giving me a whole lot of clarity. This pullback is a little bit more than the bulls would like to see. When we just did it on RVN, it was actually when we just did it on XLM, it was very clear what the bulls needed on the hourly time frame. I look at SALT BTC, and the hourly time frame is not as clear, so I zoom out for a 4-hour time frame. I look at different time frames and want to see what's most clear to me, and this 4-hour stands out as much more clear because it's a very clear lower high, lower low pattern, and we can see that we have to hold 1068, form that higher low, and then break resistance of 1159 in order to change the 4-hour trend in favor of the bulls. So a clear lower high, lower low pattern, have to form the higher low, break the lower highs, and it's essentially an inverse head and shoulders pattern where you have the left shoulder, the head, and then this would be the right shoulder if we can form that higher low, and then the bull break of the neckline is these two resistances, which indicate that trend change, and that tells us the daily higher low is clearly established. So 4-hour chart is the most clear for SALT BTC to be watching, and we have to hold this support of 1068. In these kind of scenarios, when you're looking for a daily higher low to form, there's two different ways you can play it. You can be patient and wait for the bull break on the follow through. That's a little bit less risk, less reward. Or you can look to bottom fish and say, all right, this is healthy consolidation. I'm going to make an entry right now. I'll exit if 1068 breaks. That's more reward potential, but also a little bit more risk because we could easily just continue this lower high, lower low pattern and fall back down to a new lower low. ZRX BTC on the weekly time frame inside bar is going to form this week. But the daily chart is just now shifting momentum. We had the high, low, lower high, higher low, lower high, bear break. And if you look at it on the 4-hour time frame, perhaps it's a little bit more clear. So the high and the low. So a nice long drawn out equilibrium, and it did break bearish very clearly. And now we're trying to hold this 12,869 level. If that level breaks, look at the lack of support under it. So the bulls are really trying to defend this level, and we're going to have to see a bull break of 13,233 to prevent a clear bear break of this level. So this is a perfect scenario where I'm not sure if you can short ZRX BTC, depending on what exchange you're on, but if I were able to short it, I would look to make a bearish entry on that break due to the lack of support, and then I would either lock in profit on that trade or set my stop at break even and hope that the bears can run with it for a bit longer. And it's just a very clear support level, again, with a break of it leading to a lack of support anywhere nearby. So a clear support level to be watching on ZRX. SALT has a clear 4-hour pattern and a downtrend to be watching, but healthy daily consolidation. RVN is a clear 4-hour equilibrium to be watching, also healthy daily consolidation. XLM BTC need to change the hourly trend to give us the daily higher low. Ripple fairly sideways, Bitcoin extremely sideways, and we'll be back probably tomorrow, but maybe not. If Bitcoin doesn't break, we're going to still be patient, and we'll be back certainly when Bitcoin does break. But until then, we're just continuing to watch this price action and question, is this being manipulated? I think the answer is yes. Bitcoin's been manipulated for quite some time, but who knows? You know, wanting the ETF, wanting it to be stable, heading into a potential ETF decision, I don't know. it's all speculation. All we can go off of is price action. That's the only thing that's a sure thing. We know exactly what the price is. There's no question or speculation about it. And until we break this range, we're just going to patiently wait. So I hope you have a good rest of your night. Continue to do good things out there. I'm currently in New Orleans traveling around, so no end to the videos here. And I'll continue making videos as I can.